Thank you, Madam Secretary, and thank you to the Attorney General. I appreciate the comprehensive nature of this lawsuit, and so I won't belabor or repeat or be redundant, except to say he's going to be successful. We will be successful. That's why we're here. We could talk about our contingency plans, and I'll add to that in a moment. But this is about as crystal clear an argument that I've seen of the 40-plus lawsuits that we have advanced. The USDA shall, their own words, 930 memo just weeks ago. They said the reason we have the contingency plan is appropriated by Congress is to, in case there is a government shutdown, to advance these funds to address and mitigate this potential looming crisis. Period, full stop. Not complicated. So I want to applaud the Attorney General. I want to applaud those Attorney Generals across the United States, those three governors that stood up. I'm shocked, then again not, that other Republican state governors are not also joining this lawsuit. The impacts in their state, ironically, are disproportionate. Rural, red parts of this country, the impacts to these cuts are disproportionate. That said, the reason I'm not shocked is these are the same group of people in the Republican Party, representatives that supported the big, beautiful bill that looked to cut $186 billion from SNAP over the next decade. They approved that. They promoted that. This is their policy. This is what they support. This is, in many respects, a preview of things to come. $186 billion 10-year cut to food stamps to SNAP in the big, beautiful bill, impacting in California. We estimate 395,000 people that will lose their coverage because of the new criteria and new requirements in that bill. I find it also interesting that the Senate's going to be having lunch today. Lunch to discuss cuts to food programs. Hope they enjoy their lunch. Just paint that picture. Attorney General painted the picture of the ballroom. I just want to paint the picture, the situational reality of what is and what is not occurring in Washington, D.C. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, remarkably once again, lied when he said, well, it's a government shutdown, there's nothing we can do about it. You can see the board right behind the Attorney General. There's been situations in the past consistently. This program has been funded during government shutdowns. He lied. Once again, he lied. It's also interesting to me because I spent a little time at a wonderful Jesuit university. If there was anything I remember about my 4 years with Father Cause, is that the New Testament and Old Testament have one thing dominantly in common. In Matthew and Isaiah, Luke, Proverbs, go down the list. It's around food. It's about serving those that are hungry. It's not a suggestion in the Old and New Testament. It's core and central to what it is to align to God's will, period, full stop. I say that because these guys need to stop the BS in Washington, D.C. So they're sitting there in their prayer breakfasts. Maybe they got an edited version of Donald Trump's Bible, and they edited all of that out. Enough of this. Cruelty is the policy. That's what this is about. It's intentional cruelty, intentionally creating anxiety for millions and millions of people, 5.5 million here in our home state. So, again, our state of mind is pretty clear. We're going to win this lawsuit. And I want to thank the Attorney General and his team for an outstanding job putting together the arguments and putting together the partnerships and the coalition to advance this lawsuit. I'll close briefly. In the absence of that success, California has fast-tracked the distribution of $80 million to the 50 food banks, the spoken hub wheel that we have, this system networks that support about 2,500 pantries across the state. We fast-tracked the distribution of $80 million. Just last week, we had 397 members of Cal Volunteers that were sent out to support food banks across the state of California. Hundreds more will be deployed as needed. And we also called up the National Guard, 35 National Guard men and women and I hope you saw some videos and some photos, proud to be there, proud to be the good guys, proud to not, to separate themselves from their other assignments, proud to be back at the food banks where they were during COVID, distributing over 800 million meals during COVID, providing logistics and support for our volunteers in our food banks. We have a cohort of about 150 that are available as requested. We're not forcing the guard on anyone, as requested. They were requested in Los Angeles, and we hope others will consider the same throughout the state of California. In the absence of that, again, we'll continue to support our volunteers through Cal Volunteers and individuals that want to volunteer food banks. Final thing. This is a holiday season. This is when food banks are already busy. This is when there's already a lot of pressure and anxiety. And anyone that's bought coffee, you understand prices are through the roof, record-breaking prices. Right? Inflation's out of control once again in this country. Ask any of us that bought a pound of beef. Many of you are buying Halloween candy. It's up 10.8%. Just since this administration took the oath of office. President, so desperate, he's overseas trying to clean up his mess. He's telling people to buy today foreign cars, which is extraordinary, and foreign beef. He's found $20 billion, didn't he? Found $20 billion to send to wannabe dictator in Argentina. Now he wants to buy beef from Argentina. $20 billion he found, but he can't provide as legally required $6 billion from a contingency fund that was set up precisely for this moment. That's about cruelty, period. That's all this is about. So respect to our AG, to our blue state governors leading the way, and shame on those Republican representatives in Congress, particularly those having lunch today as we discuss contingent plans all across the United States to help keep people fed and keep people from being hungry. With that, the AG is here to answer any of your questions.